welcome to Web25 Academy in the crash course of Webflow. So we are building here together a website which is called Maca, and it's massage and gym website. Today we're gonna start building the hero section and service. So I did this quick recap for you, Sasha, so you could know when you have the recorded version. All right, so let's get building. I'm very excited. First off, I think like any project in the world, we have a style guide, or in the design world, it's called branding guidelines. And simply for this one, it's a luxury branding DNA. And so we were carefully choosing this type of luxurious colors, the gold shades and browns and so on, and the dark grays. So simply we'll need first step to integrate these colors in Webflow. Do you remember, David, how we put the colors in the to use it?
Yeah. Let me just check in the it was
Variables here on the left.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Sure, but it's okay. You can tell me because I am sharing the screen, and now I just try to refresh the memory. You don't need to answer if you don't know. It's just refreshing the memory.
Yeah, so you go in the variables, then you add.
Yeah. So exactly. So this part, there are two ways to add the colors. You could add them normally the classic way, like in Figma, by choosing the color and so on. There is also a way, if you see the sign, Sasha, maybe it's familiar to you, this color palette style. You could save the colors here. You could create a new variable, and then you could integrate them in all the project you will have here access to after you save it and create it here. It will be saved, and then you could just anytime here choose it. Now we didn't create yet, so you can recall it instead of every time check the color, So let's create. Usually in the beginning of project, I go to variables or click V, and then I will here say color palette or just P, and here's it. Here I think everything is crystal clear. You have here in the top new variable, and we will make it color, obviously. And then we're gonna go to Figma and check the first color, ticket copy, and then you have it here, and then you add another new variable, and then you make it color, and then ticket copy, and then paste. If anything not clear, stop me, guys, and ask. And then the third one, new variable, you choose color. There is also, if you notice here, you can also choose the font family, the size, but don't get confused now. Variable is not only for colors, it's also for the fonts, for example, and all of that thing, which we'll do after a while. And then the black. Usually I like also to name them. So this is, I call it primary color, and this is, let's say, secondary color, and then BG1, which stands for background, BG2. You can name them anything that you prefer that for you to remember. So this is it, and we created the color palette. We could just then go back here. This is the pages of the website, and here are, like in your world, Sasha, it's the layers. We will build here, you will have the layers here. For example, we have hero section, so we will add a section here, and inside the hero section, so, and David, in your world as developer, here will be the div blocks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to just be the center between the designer and developer, and I really have so much fun with that.
I understand that as well.
Amazing. I love it because I think all of us are getting backgrounds from different things. Like Sasha, a little bit get about development, and you, David, get a little bit about UI design. Amazing. So here's the layers or the div blocks, and here are the tools and parameters we use. So the color, the radius, the corner, you call it, Sasha, and the border radius, you call it, David, in the development. And this is it. So first off, we want to make, obviously, as we can see here in the UI design, we have this dark background. So you could just from the beginning make the body like that. So we are already, body is here in your world, Sasha, is like the frame, okay? In the website, the frame which not one frame, the frame which contain everything. In the development world, they call it the body. So the body which contains all the layers or dashbit in your world, all the dev blocks, the sections, the divs, the blocks, and so on. So here we already pointed on the body and we need to go to backgrounds, well, obviously, and then we will choose this beautiful color to be identical to here. Webflow has already ready-made elements, so you don't need to code these stuff, which is great for Dejbit to save her time and great for Sashka to make it easier to her to pick up stuff that very familiar to Figma. So I believe we both here familiar with a word called Navbar.
Yes.
So Navbar, also known in the UI design world, is this bar which has the like the navigator. And here, as soon as there are two ways to get that. First, we could click here, add, and click nav as I did. But there is a nice shortcut, and I believe every creator loves shortcuts. You can click Command E, or on Windows PC, Control E. And here in Webflow, you could literally search for anything. So if you are familiar with the design terms a bit, you could just write nav, or if you are a developer also, it's called the same as I said. So you could just click nav and then boom, you got it. Just click on it, it will just be put in the canvas. I did it for you as in the course, just click plus and I added it. Here we have, if you open the layers or the navigator, you will find that already the navbar added. And here inside it, there is a container. Container is like a box for you, Sasha, and for you, that is container. It's container has things. It doesn't necessarily you have to build a navbar with container, but because we choose the ready-made one, so it already has this container. I will tell you later, Sashka, what is the difference between container and something else called div block. Why container is different a little bit, but don't worry about it now. Let's imagine in Figma you just created a box like this one here we have.
You missed a pixel.
I beg your pardon?
You missed a pixel.
I missed the pixel. Sorry, what do you mean by I missed the pixel? Sorry, I didn't get it.
You missed a pixel. You know how you should be aligned with everything. You missed a pixel or two.
Ah, you mean this little pixel?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you so much for notifying me for that. You are right. I also love perfectionism. So you think now it's okay now, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tajrid. Yep, I think now it's cool. And here we have to yeah, we have to color here the navbar. We have, sorry if it's Slovak, guys. I think Sasha know a little Slovak, but sorry, Dejvid. Služby is services, and Unas is about us, and then Scenic is pricing, and then maybe just let me make it white so we could all see. Here, when you click on this thing you want to color, it has here already the typography, which is a very familiar term to all of us, and then you could just choose white. So since that we don't have it saved in the variable, when I click on this little plus sign, I didn't add the white, if you remember, guys, but here we could still choose it from the color palette. So
yes,
I will,
why not just select every single one and color them?
yeah, exactly, but only in this case you will do it. But if you have a class which is auto layout in your world, Sashka, in Figma, you could just by one click do it all. But here, because this is a navigation link and each one is have its own specific, because sometimes people in the make everyone different, I mean colors, so that's why only the only case by default we could do it one by one. However, there is a way, later I will tell you about the style selector. It's a very important tool that can make us also save the time by making auto layout or making maybe class. Class means that you name this class and then you could replicate it for all element. Yeah, I believe that this color is the same, it's white. Here, as you can see, and this is again the default navbar, we have the brand, which is the logo. So simply we could just like very easily from Figma get this, preferably of course SVG, because it doesn't pixelate and it's light, small. With web, perfect for logos and these stuff to do vectors, Sashka, Deshbet. And for images and so on, of course, compressed JPG or PNG. The reason why we don't use big pictures, full resolution in web development, because the website need to be light. For design, yeah, you are super visually oriented person. You want all your visuals to be super high quality, especially when you are printing or something. But in web world, everything has to be light, so the website will not be lagging or being slowly with you. So here I will create, I think I already have here, okay, I will just quickly here website, I don't know why it came in German. Okay, and then here web assets, you can just, there is no rule for that. And then here you have in Webflow, instead of in Figma we put it in layers, the images and so on. Here we just have assets. For the web world or web design, assets is the word that mean that all the visual elements, media elements that you could use in your website, it's called assets. In WordPress they call it media, so it's called media or assets, and usually it's the image files and so on. So the difference between this, and I think that you know this part, between this and Figma, that assets here you have a place for it, which is great, because sometimes you could create folder if you are organized person like Sashka, which is I think so. You could create folders for everything and boxes for everything in your life. So for example, you call it logo, or yeah, logo, or even we can call it brand assets that contains logo and these other stuff. You'll see what we have, maybe shapes we will have. So here I will add the logo that I saved. I believe I saved it here. Here in the website, I added it as SVG. So I just drag and drop, very easy. Then it's saved now in the Webflow project. Here, if I want to recall it, I need here to add an image, because the logo is image. In the web world, it's image. In the design world, it's logo, but it's treated in the website as an image. So we add plus, or let's be professionals and make Command E, so you could search quickly instead of plus and then so on. So here when I write IM, stands for image, I got the image right away. So I click, and then it got already inside the Navbar logo. Then I could just double click, replace the image, I think very easy, and then you do it. Okay, here we have it a bit bigger, or what do you think, guys? Let's check. Okay, so here we can use our intuition. It doesn't need to be exactly the same size as here, but I usually, personally, I make this always around 24 pixels, or, and this is an important part I will start now for you, Sashka, to understand. In the web world, we have little bit different dimensions. Like in your design world, you have pixels. You are in the world of pixels. Most of the things are in pixels. Or points if you are using Illustrator. But in web development, because we have different screens, you know, you have mobiles, you have tablets, you have big TVs. So the parameters, or not the parameters, the dimension name, we use a little bit different stuff. They are not so, you could still use pixel, but for example, if you use pixel, there might be a little problem in the future. Of course, you know the term called responsive. You know what responsive mean, right?
Yes, I
Great, Great. So if you will do something in pixel, 10 pixels on a mobile screen is not going to be showing the same as 10 pixels on a desktop like this, for example. You know, the pixels stay 10 pixels. If you put it in the fridge, you'll open it, you'll find it 10 pixels. If you put it on mobile, tablet, it's still 10 pixels. No matter how big the screen will come, it will still stay 10 pixels. But in web, we use something called REM, REM. And what is good about REM, if I can add this, still you can add pixels in very little situations. Or let's make it, for example, 80 pixels. If we have a very big screen, this logo will be very small and it will look weird. But we will use REM because REM it's automatically adjust itself based on the screen. Like if, for example, it's like this and you put 3 REM, it will be still okay on any screen. It will adjust itself. Maybe there will be very little difference, but still, like 3 REM on a desktop mobile, on mobile, is very similar to a 3 REM on this computer. You will not feel that big difference, you know? So this is why in the web, we use REM, we use percentage. So for example, I want this logo to be maybe 30%, you know, of the box which contain it, which is in this case here we have the brand. This is a box that contain the image, as you can see here in the layer. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
it will
see.
be 30% of this box. This is why it's still not showing very big. So but we don't use percentage unless, for example, in use cases like we have here, for example, 2 boxes together like this, for example, and I want this picture to be 30% of the screen or 50% of the screen. So still it's very important, the percentage. For the text and logo sizes, I usually use REM, and I go always between, for logo specifically, between 3 and 5 maybe, or 4, depends. So I think this is okay. Have you noticed, Dejvid, that here we don't have a spacing, like everything's stuck?
Yep.
So we need to fix that. In your world, we call this padding and margin. Here in the designer eye, it's called white spacing. So we need always to leave white spacing. A professional designer, he would never put the stuff on the edge like this. He understands that the fundamentals of design, white spacing is very important in the fundamental of design. Everything has to be having a good space. Sorry for this, I don't know why. So this is why I will add here, in the web world, this white spacing, we use 2 parameters for it. First one is margin, which is the space inside this box. So let's say we have here, Sasha, a container that has logo and it has these 3 buttons. The space inside is called padding, and the space outside these boxes is called margin. So let me give you an example. So here, padding, if I will add inside this container, look what will happen. Maybe if I will make it color, it will be more visible to you. Let me just make it this little color so you could distinguish the difference. So as you can see here, padding, which is the inside, see the logo got pushed because we are inside this box, as you can see. But if I did it outside, so it will push from outside the box, you know? Do you see the difference? So margin and padding, this is in developer world what we use, because sometimes we need spacing from outside the container or the box, and sometimes we do it from the inside, depends on the situation. For you as a designer, it's a little bit more smooth. Okay, I just want white spacing. David, have a question.
No, I don't have a question.
Sorry, I hear it. Sorry, go ahead, please.
If you choose Navbar section, it will be like padding. Could you choose, please?
Sure.
Navbar section. No. Like what you have now.
Yeah.
This all section, all navbar section, like from end to start.
Yeah,
When
well,
you
it comes by default with this container. However, we can adjust it. This is one disadvantage, but at the same time, advantage in the container. Container usually is designed to be pushed with a spacing on the left, on the right, and make everything centered. But still, you could do it the way you want. Here, the reason why, if you notice that from left and right we have this spacing, because guess what? Look here, there's a margin 140. Look when I toggle, when I hover over here, it show here this, this is 140 and other side this is 140. So this is why it's pushed in the middle. But if we remove this to 0 and then 0, see, it got already on the pushed to the left by default. However, here the width, we're not gonna use rem because we are using for the screen, we will use percentage here. If I make this 10%, oh, nothing will happen. So here, let's see if we do this, probably it will give 100% of the container. So if we go one higher, which is the navbar layer that or div that contains the container and the brand and the image, this one maybe we could make it 100% as well. Oh, still it will not go.
Adam, I have a question.
Sure.
Are you okay if I make a story for my Instagram account and then tag you?
Sorry, make what?
Is it okay if I make an Instagram story and then tag Web25?
Instagram photo?
Instagram story.
Ah, this is cute. We can definitely do that, but now I want you to have a hyper focus in this, and then
Yeah, I'm focusing. I'm asking
yeah.
for later.
But generally, absolutely, like yeah, you could definitely, and I'll be very thankful for you, of course, because this is great for us. But thank you. So here when I made the maximum width 100% and the width 100%, it fit all the screen. Then we can talk. Then we can adjust it the way a designer want. Designers doesn't like to be obligated with something. I understand, Sasha. This is why I did it. So here I could add 3 rem from the left and 3 rem from the right. I could add 10 pixels from the left, 10 pixels from the right. However, again, when I switch to my developer brain, I don't prefer to use pixels for the reasons I said before. I would say 3 rem. Play with the rem, Sasha, you're gonna love it. It's pretty much same. Imagine it's pixels, but we call it rem. Also, we want to add 1 rem at the top and 1 rem in the bottom. I think here we have it, yeah, pretty much the same. We have this 3, and then if we click again on the nav bar in the container, we need to add a button. So guess how easy it is to add a button. Still Command E, and then we write, guess what, of course, button. So we click it, and then the button already, look, it fell here. However, we need, guys, to put it on the left. So here we check the layers and we see where's the button. It's here, like the last one.
Yeah.
We could close this, yeah. So here, oh, I see already there is this menu button. But why it's not showing? Let's see. Oh, maybe I need to change the color of it to see it. Ah, okay. We can add inside this the button. Ah, because I added the color maybe. So let's check here the navbar. I color it to show you guys. Button. So pretty much similar to Figma, you could even pull it, to the extreme left, or you could get it out, but I want to keep it still inside this container, Here, Sasha, there is something also important to know, the alignment. Also, David, I think, know this. You know the position, Sasha?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
we have it
understand.
also here. So when we put on the nav menu, because we here this contains button 1, button 2, button 3, and then the button. We want all of them to be on the same line like this. So we could change it to flex. Here I will start to explain to you a bit what are these things. So here there is in the web world something called layout, and this means how we will display or show the elements together, either in a dev block or you call it like a box. How you want to distribute them. Do you want to distribute them horizontally? Do you want to distribute them vertically? Do you want spacing between them, or do you stick to each other? So in the web world, this is called layout. Also here we call it layout in Figma, but Figma focusing more, the layout is the width and height and appearance percentage and so on. In web, it's more about represent how you want to represent few elements, like one, two, three, four elements in one box. So block is the like very normal basic one. Doesn't have any parameters. I just start always with a new line. In most cases, to do not confuse you, 90% of the time we use flex because it's flexible. You could make it, if I choose here, you could make it vertical, horizontal, you could align. You will feel more familiar with Figma here.
Yeah. I think it's familiar to a layout.
Flex, yeah, exactly. 90% of the time I personally use flex. Grid also I use it 10% of the time because it's easy and it makes my life easier, especially for some use cases when I do imagine a case of something like services, for example, that you have three cards, like let's say for example something like this. How can I show you grid? Maybe just this for nature. So as you can see here, you see here you have set of logos.
Yes,
This
yes.
is a grid. You know, it's a grid, and I will show you in soon lessons that together we could put a grid. We add any number of columns or rows in this grid. But to not confuse you, today we will shed the focus only on flex because it's the most used layout option. And here I want the direction to be from left to right. It's something similar to the layout, auto layout, you know, but in the web world.
Yeah, yeah.
The
I
gap,
understand.
maybe you know it from the auto layout, so you could add maybe 3 rem, or you could add, if it's too much, we could add, I imagine, 1.5. And it would be the space or the gap between each of these 4 elements. So I could even go a little bit less. Yeah. Okay, so what if I want to make it like this? I want to make this like this and here in the middle. So that means that we have to create another div or box, and this will take us to the most important part of this lesson or all Webflow lesson, which is something called the boxing model. David, I think we discussed it, right? Did I tell you about the box model? Can you, do you mind if I very quickly explain it to Sasha, because it's very, very important?
Of course, I don't mind.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. So the boxing model. And the boxing model is kind of, imagine all the world, and I think Sasha will love this. Imagine everything is boxes in your world. You have boxes for everything. Like my girlfriend, Eva. Eva, if you go our room, boxes everywhere. I feel that she will even put me personally inside a box. So this is the boxing model. In the web, we do the same as what my girlfriend do and as what you do. We put everything in boxes. Boxes inside boxes inside boxes. And this make our life easier to have a better control over the elements we have. So in the web world, this div, they call it, is a box. So you could here click, and this is the most common element you will use. It's called div block. This is in our world, or in your world and Eva's world, called a box. Div block that will have inside another box that will have inside another 2 or 3 boxes. So let's make this in real. Oh wait, yeah, we have 15 minutes. Okay, so imagine here that this, let's apply the boxing model on this nav bar. Okay, so we have here, I will just create my own box here and I will give it maybe a stroke and give it red, just I could show you guys. So if we'll apply the box model and everything in our life in the web world, we could find here that there is a lot of boxes. Even it looks like, sorry, I mean in this part, you know, it looks maybe very simple and minimal, but there are a lot of boxes here. If we will apply this mind way of thinking of the boxing model. Let's guess, guys, how many boxes we have in this nav bar? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, good question.
I think it's
One,
like
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is the logo separate or?
It's also inside a box. Everything is inside a box. We are living in a big box in this world.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Let's count. Sasha, you have.
I think I don't count, but I think the logo is on in the box, and the
First
all
box. Okay.
menu items also in the box, and
Yup.
like separately, and then they in the box together also, and also the box with menu items and bottom and
Okay. So we
and
have.
container also.
Yup.
Container.
But guess what? Yeah, this is correct. Both of you are correct. But I even will go more nerd, and I will even say that also all of this is actually a box. I'll
Yeah,
give it maybe yellow.
Yeah, exactly, 8. Like I said.
Yeah. Wow, Dejvid, bravo. And also, guess what? This 4 elements is in a box, which is the nav links. So Dejvid said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfecto. So this is 8. This is how the developers see the things. This is why Dejvid, for him, it was like an 8. You know, he didn't take so long because this is how when we build or develop, we put boxes, you know. For designer, we are more designer. In our practical life, depends on the person. But as I said, you and Eva love boxes. So apply this in your in here. You will. This is maybe 50% of web development. The boxing model. Imagine, Sasha. Congratulations, you finished the 50%. You really, you will see. Here we have already the nav menu. A box has these boxes, and the art of Webflow is putting these boxes and make the display of them flicks to put them together. This is all Webflow. Imagine everything else for that. This is all like, let's just like, sorry?
it's very similar to after layout in Figma.
Exactly.
Like should.
Exactly. You have the designer eye, you know how to present specific visual information or elements in a way that my eye, from a UX perspective and UI, I could skim it, I could read it, I could understand what is it about. You will use the flex grids sometimes in some use cases I will show you, and putting stuff inside the boxes. You don't have the freestyle. In Figma you have the freestyle. You could just do this, you could do this, you could do this, you know. The only difference between Figma and Webflow or web development in general, in web you don't have this drag and drop. It's like Photoshop, you just put the stuff the way you want. No, you have a very big screen, big box, and inside this box there's a box. You have a control where, in which part you will want to put the box in. Something similar to, where, yeah, whatever. So this is different. You cannot just drag and drop like in design tool. You just need to put the things inside boxes in order to position them and use the display to put them. This is what I want to show you, the alignment, you know. See, I want this here, I want this left, I want this right. Here I want them like that now. And we finished the navbar. I will style this later. I see here we have this color, so we could simply add here reservat. Let me just take a copy because I don't use Slovak keyboard often. I will just do this. And here we already, when I click on this little plus, as I told you in the beginning, I already have the variable saved, so I will choose this one and I will make my button inside black for now. And then we finish the navbar. We could just close this layers and then
Maybe we should add menu items in some box and make the gap from button to these menu items. I think so. How to?
you mean sorry, like you mean here these items?
Take these three menu items and add them to the separate box to make the bigger gap between menu items and between button.
Yeah, we wanted to do that. Thank you for reminding me. So in order to do that, applying the box model, we have to do here, we have already the container which carry everything. We have the brand, which is, let me call it the logo to make it easier, which is the logo up here. And then we have another box that have this nav menu, and then I don't know why this menu button is here. I will, this is for mobile, sorry, I will keep it now. Later we're gonna cover the mobile version. And then I will add Control E, and as I said, the magic word div block, which is the box. I will add another box here. I will push it down here, and then I want to add the button inside this div block. Another important thing, if you are an organized person, you're gonna love it, and also for you, Dajvit, is very important. Always name the layers, or always name the blocks. Give it a class always, because when we are working on big project, and when you see here div block, div block, div block, or when you see here layer, 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 it will be very confusing. So here the style selector is very cool. You could just call this button, or let's call it nav button box, if we call it box, or in the web world to be professional, div. Inside this I want to take this button. So let's see, where's this button? When I clicked on it, it showed me here. What is it? I will just pull it, like I now drag it and put it inside here. But guess what happened? Look, it gives this. Okay, what we can do about that? We can try to push this to the end, and then still here the same problem. So let's see why this is happening. First off, the container here goes, okay, the nav menu, it is relative, and inside it, I'll tell you what is relative, 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 and then we have here the menu button. I will maybe hide it for now, and we have the nav menu. Where is the nav menu located? In the container in the end. So here this is block. Do you remember when I told you Flix is better because it gives you better control over if you want to make this horizontal or vertical, or you put the stuff in order. So this is why I will use Flex here. As I said, 90% of the cases. Here it gets closer a bit, but we want to make it even more wide. First off, when we click the container, we got the feature that we could click here and align them in the middle. Here, if I double click, it will distribute them evenly. In CSS Dajvit, we call it evenly, space between, and in the design world, like, yeah, it doesn't have a name, it's just spacing. So when I do double click, it collect all of them in one close to each other. If I do double click, like in auto layout, you could distribute them evenly like this. So here, let's delete this funny thing. Yeah, So here I think let's ask Sasha because she's the designer here. Do you think that your eyes are comfortable with this, or you would like to make any change?
I would like to reduce this margin, like
Amazing. Padding. It's okay to get confused with them. I get confused between naming of margin and padding, but I know what you mean. So padding,
also maybe
0. Okay. And what else?
maybe more a little.
Oh, this is the maximum. Let's see why this is the maximum. Container. You want them to be to the end, right? But you remember we did them evenly. Let's try another way. Okay. This is the...
It's maximum because the screen is that long.
Yeah, but still, you see here, it's still not to the end. This is the container thing, you know? Like the container, usually the mission of it. Okay, I will prove to you that this is the container problem, not our problem. So I will add here a section, or let's say a div, and I will take off copy of everything here, okay? I will make it flex as we said. I will make it directional horizontal, and then I will take the logo, put it here. Maybe I can get it out of here so you could see. Still the body, I will make it temporarily like this. I will take this, also I will put it in the dev block. Oh wait. Why does it have link and not paste? Ah, okay, because it's links. Okay, another div. Okay. Okay, I will add my own. Because the thing is that when you have a ready-made nav, you are a little bit restricted with some rules. However, you could create yours. But to do not like, because we almost finished, there is a way that you can make it to the end of the page if you will design this manually. Because normally in the web world, rarely when you will see a navbar that has the button at the end here, you know? Usually it has to be in the middle because there are different screens and so on. But anyway, there is also a trick that you can do. You see, if I will increase here, if I go to this and make this 10 rem, see it push it a bit even more, you know?
Yeah,
Even we can add gaps. So there is always a way. There is always a way that you could see. But here we don't have that much nav links. You could even push this,
Yes.
for example, you know, see another way. So there is always a way. The most important thing that it will be visually appealing in the end. Me personally, I'm satisfied to make this maybe like this, and for now it's super fine. We're gonna build this section very quickly and very easy with the same method of boxing model, and then we are done for today.
We have 2 minutes left.
Sorry?
We have 2 minutes left.
Well, it's okay if we cross it a bit. So just to build this, and it's very easy. It literally it's manageable in 2 minutes. So here we have section. Great. Section is like a div. As I told you, if you want to use the div, section is more like in web world. Here, this is a section, you know, or this is a section, services section, for example. You could also add div and create it, but it's better to distinguish here that if this is a section or a div, it's better. Because if everything divs, sometimes it's confusing. So here, section, and as I said, always is great to name the things. I will call it hero section, or I could call it just hero or section because we just learned about the section. And here we have another parameter. It's called vertical height. I will. You could do it also in rem, but when it comes to the height of the screen, like for example this vertical height, we want to show this entirely when somebody is maybe you could do play here. Hope it will not. Yeah, see, from here to here, I want it. So this is called the vertical height. If I want the people to be on the hero when they open a website, like this one, this
But
part.
we have to end.
Sorry for that. I think Google start to apply this thing like Zoom. They try to copy Zoom in the sense of putting limit. Before I never had this. I could have a call forever, but I don't know why. Anyway, my apologies for the interruption and distraction.
I use Zoom for my lessons, and but I used like not free version.
The pro version. Yeah, the
Yeah.
pro.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Oh wow, nice spaceship. Maybe you could take me a tour later. I want to try to drive. Cool. All right, we almost finished. So section is like a div, but to distinguish it and make it more.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, oopsie daisy. Okay, now
Okay.
got it.
I just reminded you.
In the web world, to show when you land on a website, Sasha and Dejvid, here you want the user to see. This is the first part. Every full screen is vertical height, 100 vertical height. So that means that from here to here is 100 vertical height, and then from here to here is another 100 vertical height. Even vertical height, you know, the height of your screen. This is what the word vertical height means. The height of your actual, I am now on a MacBook Pro, I think 15 inch. So the vertical height is 15 inch. In the web world, it's called 100 vertical height to get one view. So that means if we apply this theory in our design here, it means that I have to make this section vertical height VH. This is another term we use. In Figma we use it pixel still, because in Figma you use already the auto frames. So for example, let me just close this. We use this frame, and we use for MacBook Pro or 16 and so on, you know, it show you here the width and height. But in web we need to be specific about what we want to show. So vertical height, it means the section will be this. The user, when they land on the website, they will see what's equal to their actual screen size. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is it a bit confusing, or it's let me know if I need to explain it further.
How I understand, it's like 100% of your screen.
Exactly. And Dejvid exactly also got it. All right. So here we have this hero. We said that we have inside this hero section 2 parts. From my eye, I can see that this is around maybe, let's say 60%, and this is around 40%, 60 plus 40 equal 100. So I will add here in this section, guess what, a div block first, and then I will add another div block. But look what will happen. The div block B, which is the second, got inside the first. So how to avoid that? I have to always keep in my mind the boxing model. So I want to add this one and two, these two div blocks, first and second, this and this. I want to put it underneath each other, so I will go to the hero section. I need to add these devs. So this is why if I do this again, you will find that they are now under each other. Here, just like you are doing the mind mapping or the imagination. Later we will jump in Canvas and style this so it will be visual. So as in the layer. The only different, the web developers have also that little bit like mind mapping way of thinking, like they like to imagine the thing structure in text and then the visual. The designer have the opposite. They like first to visualize the things and then here they go to the layers. You could wear the hat of the person you are now. So if you are a developer now, you wear the developer hat and then the designer follow you. If you are working in Figma, you wear the designer hat, but also make it easier in the future for the developer who will work after you. So think also with their mind sometimes. So this is why it's good to organize the things here, to name it and so on as a designer and also as a developer. So back again, we got this two, why we are here. I will close this. We have this 1 and 2. So here we need this image, beautiful image. I will just export it in PNG, maybe 1% only for now. And I will add it here, hero image. I love to be organized, so I will add here, oops, not here. Actually, I will go back. Hero section. So I will have here the hero image. And then here we have this, see the div box, the blocks already are here, you know. So I want this to be 100% white. Okay, it will disappear because I didn't give it height. So as we said, this one will be 60%. It's a little bit like with my eye, 60%. So, and then we want to make it 100%. Let's give it a color so we see what we are styling. Here, the reason why it's not full, because I will go to the parent. This is in the web world called parent div or parent section or parent element, and under it the children, child 1, child 2. So here, this one I need, it doesn't have a width, so I'll make it 100. Sorry, this is 10, I make it 100. Now it will be full. So usually the children inherit or take their parents' features. If the parent is 100%, or let's say the parent is blue eye 100%, the child will be 100% blue eye as well. So I'm trying to put some analogy to understand. So here we have two children. I want to inherit the width, so 100%, so it will fill. This is why this is white. If I use it red, it's a child, it will be red, but still it will be 100%, not 50, because papa or father is 100% as well. So this is also important to know in the web world. And I will remove this color because it's weird. And I will, inside this 60%, guess what we will add? We have here this beautiful image. So tack, and then I will add image, double click, replace image, but I didn't add it in the media. So in Webflow, it has a very good media friendly or assets friendly management. I click upload, just go to the hero, add the image, it's loading, and then I could just click, it's there. So this is the 60%, and here I will add the 40%, and again it will take 40% from the father in this case, which is this the parent. And then what we have here, we just have box, and then we have box, left and right box, and then on the right box we have one box and second box, and this is gonna be our exercise, or I will call it homework because Dejvid doesn't like this word for the next time. So this is going to be our exercise. The exercise for next time for Sasha, it's very easy to go to webflow.com or .io and you create a free account. You could have a maximum one project for free. So you could use this as what we call it sandbox, or let's call it the playground that you will play and exercise and practice what we learned today.
Okay, I have already this Webflow account.
Amazing, amazing.
I try to create something, but
So just a very simple, yeah, we will create this part. It's just very simple, I know. If you want to go further, you could even create the old section again. The thing is, this is recorded, so I will send you the recorded version. You could go here and recall it. So simply I want to just create a div block that contains div and then another div, and then I want to make it flex. I'm telling you what to do, and then direction from here it go horizontal. I want to make this first one 50% and second one 50%, and now I did already two boxes. So the first box will have here a heading, same terms as in Figma, it's called heading as well, button and paragraph. So this is what you need to do. And for you, Dejvid, maybe something a little bit more advanced. I want to create for me the about page we didn't do last time, or maybe this one looks, I think, is it easy for you still? Let me do something harder. By the way, he's a developer and he's coding. Like for him, this course is like, you know, he just want to learn design more. So this is why when I said something harder, I don't mean to be strict on him, but I know he's capable to do this. He's one of my smartest students, and also he works with me. I will tell you later how did we meet. It's a very funny way. But anyway, Dejvid, I want you to maybe create, I think this is all easy for you. So you could create this section for me. Okay?
Okay.
The second section or the first one? Because you selected both.
I will do this.
Oh, that one.
And I will go here and I will send it to you. Okay? Also, I would like to touch base with you or have a call with you, maybe, it's crazy schedule, because I need your help with something.
Yes, of course I can help you.
I was sick, I told you, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry I was sick. This is why I didn't had a chance to contact you, but I will get back to you on WhatsApp. Now we finished for today, guys. Only today I was a little bit slow because Sasha joined us first time, but next time I think, Sasha, you know now maybe up to 50% of fundamentals. So next time it will be faster because you already got this couple of things. Yeah, you have a question?
Could I have the Figma file of this design?
Absolutely.
Or
I can, yeah, I could get it for you, no problem. After the call, I just need to.
I will try to
Sure,
make
absolutely.
it at
This
home.
is, well, a big project for same client. I put all the clients in one screen. So if you don't mind, I will export it like this. Sorry if it's messy. So
I can just copy this website, this massage or what. I can copy this and paste in my Figma.
yeah, great. So I think
You can send me the just simple link without adding.
local copy, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maca UI Web25. I'm not sure if you have time because I need to discuss with you something else. Probably you could help us with it, but after the session, okay? So if you could wait. So before we end up the session, thank you so much, guys. It was really amazing to go through this. I really enjoyed. I hope you didn't find it boring. And looking
You're
forward,
welcome.
let's just make it fixed every Wednesday at 1. Does that work for both of you?
Yes.
Or shall we make it flexible? Depends on our situation.
So let me just tell you my schedule. I'm free Thursday today from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Every
of
Wednesday.
and more time. So I'm free from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, and you, Sasha, next Wednesday, same time, does it work for you?
Yeah, it will be good for
Amazing.
me.
So
Thank
I
you
will,
for the lesson. It was nice.
oh, thank you. I hope you find it useful. The next ones will be much better. And yeah, so I will schedule it. I'll make it fixed. And thank you so much, guys, for your time. Sasha, if you can wait for just a couple of minutes, I need to ask you about
Yeah,
something.
I can.
And David, thank you so much for your time. I will get in touch with you to tell you what exactly I need your help with, okay?
Yeah,
Thanks, sir. Have a great day.
have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Take care.
I was hoping I could show you the design, but okay, I can do it later.
I need to have a call with you so we could actually do both. I will just check my calendar after I finish now with Sasha, and then you could show me the design. Which design?
For the Launchly.
For?
For Launchly, I actually started building the Launchly.
Oh, amazing. Okay. So let's have a session. I will get back to you exactly when, after 30 minutes from now. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Cool beans. Thank you so much, mate. Have a great day.
So much. Have
Thank
a
you.
great day.